You go to visit Aunt Ethel in the nursing home, and during the course of that visit, you find out she hasn't had a bath in a week, that her sheets haven't been changed in 2 weeks, and that she hasn't been fed since yesterday. What do? Well, in just a moment, I'll give you some suggestions. Nursing homes can be really wonderful places for people who are unable to care for themselves. But they also have the capacity to be really awful places for people who can't care for themselves. For example, one of my early cases in my career involved a nursing home that had a series of patients that were terribly mistreated. One person, a gentleman who shall remain nameless here, was beaten to death with a wheelchair leg because he accidentally coughed medicine on one of the attendants there. He was beaten to death, and when he was beaten, people wanted to take him to the hospital, and so they called the ambulance. And they told the people at the hospital that he had fallen out of bed. His injuries were completely inconsistent with having fallen out of bed. It wasn't until the funeral director called the coroner, and the coroner got the homicide detectives involved, that the real story came out. There are federal regulations, and usually state regulations, that protect nursing home patients. You should make an effort to learn what those regulations are, and you should perhaps even get a copy of them, because you may need to use them. If you have a loved one in a nursing home, it is vital that you see them frequently, and that you let the people know that you will be there frequently to check up on them. Because unfortunately, particularly in many nursing homes, it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. A lot of times people who don't have visitors simply become neglected, forlorn, and die. It's the sad tale of elderly people being warehoused in America. It shouldn't happen, but it does. You can find the federal regulations online that deal with nursing homes. I believe they start at the Code of Federal Regulations 42 CFR 482.10. Those are the rights of all nursing home residents in nursing homes. Those are federal rights, and they apply to any nursing home that takes Medicare or Medicaid patients. And by the way, many of these patients are Medicaid patients because they are placed in the nursing home because they don't have means or they don't have savings to pay for the nursing home themselves. So those regulations are there, and they're designed to protect them. States also have regulations, and many states have nursing home acts that grant private rights of action to pursue nursing homes when they violate a patient's rights. One thing that you need to be aware of, however, is that when someone is placed in a nursing home, they often sign away some of these rights by agreeing to arbitration. A lot of times they're told, either sign this arbitration agreement or you can't admit your mom or dad here. And if that's the case, if that's the choice, don't sign and don't admit. The only reason that someone would deny you the right to complain in court about the care given there is that they don't plan on giving very much of it. Another sad fact is that a lot of nursing homes arrange their corporate structure in such a way that all of the cash is pulled out of the nursing home at the end of every month. So that even if somebody was successful and sued a nursing home and received a large judgment against them, it would be impossible to fulfill it from within the confines of the home and the entity that owns the license. So it is a good idea to check, particularly through the court records, and to use recommendations at different sites, different websites that rate nursing homes, to find out which ones are good and which ones are not. Nursing home care should be about protecting a person's dignity through the final years of their life. It should not be about torturing them as they lay helpless in bed. You have an important responsibility as a visitor to see to it that that doesn't happen. If you found this presentation helpful, I hope you'll smash the like button, because that helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you can become notified anytime I release a new video on the law. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.